Brodie can walk? Yeah, it's almost like I have legs. No, I know no one asked, but update on P5, Soul Tyrant. Sanity regen time. At least that's the attempt. Let me open up. Where's my Discord window? Here it is. Okay. That one. There we go. Show. Where is Mr. Primo Gem? Yes, this one. Oh, I posted the video. Oh. I think the main problem with Silksong is it has the horse drawing meme problem, and you're looking at the worst part of the... You're actually not wrong. You're actually so fucking correct. Yes, this is an accurate representation of playing Silksong. Anyway, putting that aside for right now, let's have a look at Mr. Primo Gem's video. We don't usually react to his stuff, mainly because he mainly reacts to stuff, and I don't think reacts to reacts are fun, but this is an actual produced video. So, let us check it out.
Devs express so I've seen a bunch of devs express an opinion about PewDiePie and his recent tech journey, and it's been a little bit disheartening.
Regular devs, not open source devs. The FOSS devs, they have their own takes on it. Regular, not constantly terminally online devs.
Not disheartening because I am upset, but disheartening because I feel like the wrong conclusion is being drawn. It's been kind of weird watching this whole PewDiePie thing anyways as a bystander, because
Basically
he went from this kind of like internet memester goofball to all of a sudden being this person that has taken an Arch Linux experience and
Sorry, I just noticed something. How fucking hard is your compression running? I don't know if anyone else is hearing that, but I feel like his compression is even worse than mine.
To all of a sudden being this person that has taken an Arch Linux experience and customized the crap out.
I don't know if there's any audio nerds here, but that mic should not sound like that. The audio compressor, not like compression. It sounds like he has got his It sounds like the compressor he is running in OBS is running a little bit overtime
out of it.
So first I added this visualizer because I just saw a lot of people doing it.
And then built in a highly impressive
or he's sick. One of the two. I don't actually know.
Hosting AI rig. It was very beautifully done.
10 GPUs. So what am I gonna do with all
And then
this
his
space?
ideas on how he can determine which AI is telling the best ideas was just novel and hilarious.
Oh, the lag. Oh, no.
It is like one of the most unexpected 2025 bingo card moments of my life, and it's a good one.
It's one of these things where PewDiePie, he has done these things in the past, right? Does anyone remember the drawing arc? Where he spent, yes, I know I spent, ignore how I say drawing. Drying, the drying, the drawing arc. Where he spent a year, drawing stuff every single day. So this is sort of an extension of, it's an extension of that, just focused on tech this time.
When it makes me feel good, it's like wholesome. We're actually getting fed content that's not just garbage. It's like, it's beautiful. But not every day.
We are both in that camp right there. We are being fed content that is not garbage. We both do react content. The irony is not escaping him, I am sure.
dev or every tech enthusiast feels that way. Let me give you a quick example. So in my subreddit in the Pewdiepie has a better local AI than you do, I saw this comment right here that goes a little something like this. I try not to think too much about the whole better than concept with Pewdiepie.
This is what we call the textbook definition of a soy dev.
Because just a few videos ago, I literally got imposter syndrome, full-on anxiety/panic attack, plus existential crisis from thinking about how Pewds literally just got into Linux a year back, and in a half a year is already better than me in every way, despite working my ass off. So there's two things here that I think is funny, and then there's this common response I keep seeing people say, which I think totally misses the mark and is so far off, it's ridiculous. I think the wrong conclusion is being drawn here. So you, the dev, you're learning how to program, you're learning how to build scalable solutions, you're finding whatever industry you're trying to get into and how to build stuff in that area and actually become very effective for people to hire you. And then maybe, like by accident, you just use Linux as your mode of operation.
A lot of people are like, oh, I use Linux every day, but I don't know how to do this stuff. Like, yeah, you don't just learn how to set up like a big GPU array through osmosis. You don't just learn it by being around Linux. You learn it by taking on projects. This is the thing, right? A lot of people think they just can learn these advanced things by just being a desktop Linux user. Like, no, you actually have to try and learn things.
Whereas Pewdiepie, he doesn't have any of those things. He just wanted to write Linux. So that's all he had to focus on. And he's an excellent storyteller. So when you see it, it seems amazing, but you don't see the 200 hours of him cranking out config, trying to figure out what's going wrong, asking ChatGPT, please, if you don't answer me, I'm going to kill you. Like, just going through that whole cycle. You just see the good parts. Same thing with building the rig. He even showed some of the failures, but you don't realize when he says, hey, I've rebuilt this 3 times, what that equated to. It just is funny. You're like, oh yeah, he's refactoring in real life. But you don't realize that's like 200 hours of being like really like frustrated by what you built and man, I got to do it completely differently. I really want to make this awesome. I think as devs, we can see a highlight reel and we can just become disappointed because we...
Again, this goes to the same thing with artists. You can see what an artist does and then not realize how they ever got there. I've showed this before. This is half dev, half artist. Let's see if I can find the video. It was a Reddit post. Expedition 33 Reddit looking for voice actor. Is this one have a link? Yes, it does. So, do we have a... Does someone post... Where's the actual video? There was a link to this. Is this it? Yes. Okay. Let me show you an early trailer for Expedition 33 back when they were first looking for voice actors.
How did it turn to this? How did it turn to this?
Did you kill them all?
To this question, I have no answer. As I clean my blade from the blood of the innocent, I wonder, is there no one left to save? Now it all ends. Turning our back to humanity as we condemn it. This was our story, the story of how we fought, and the story of how we lost.
Welcome to Expedition 33, Game of the Year.
Tell me how this all happened.
You cannot understand, not when you abandoned us.
can bring everyone back.
The voices, man.
I just know it.
Kinda, yeah. Is there more voices there? I don't remember.
Tell me, Frey, do you know how this story ends?
No, my point is this is an amazing game, but you don't see what it was like during pre-alpha. That's basically the only pre-alpha footage we have. And you can look at a complete software project and think, I don't know how it's even possible to get there. Or a complete art project, or any sort of like big project, and think it's impossible to do. But every single one of these, you're just seeing the end result.
Don't have the same highlight reel. But the things we're learning and the things we're doing are vastly different. And so for me, when I see PewDiePie build these things, it's not a referendum on what I have accomplished. It is instead kind of like a vision for what can be accomplished. And this makes me more excited. I know that whatever I decide to pursue, there is so much depth and fun to it. And I think this is the correct mentality to have, because then when you see others succeed, you cheer for them, as opposed to feeling bad about where you're currently at. When you see others succeed, you want to try harder in the things that interest you. I'm not that interested in racing Linux. I like a nice experience. I like a nice looking waybar. But hey, I don't want to spend countless hours playing with that GDK CSS or whatever the hell it's called. But this is the common response.
It's fine. They don't want you playing with the GDK CSS either. So you're on the same side as GNOME there.
That I see a lot of people have, and I just don't like it. He's a multi-millionaire with infinite free time and no job. So two things. First, address the money. Yo, dog, Linux is free. You want to learn how to rice Linux? Rice Linux. So if you have a computer, that whole multi-million-dollar thing, yeah, that does it. It's irrelevant. Now, obviously, with the whole AI being able to buy $25,000 rig, hey, that prices me out, probably prices out a lot of people. Yeah, so you're right. You won't be able to have a $25,000 rig, and that doesn't really matter. There's a book called Building an LLM from Scratch, in which you can build your own LLM running on just basic consumer hardware. It's a smaller one. You will be able to go technically further for very little amount of money. So I just don't think money is a good thing to point out.
Also, I don't know if he's going to address this, but when it comes to money, do you know how many what is the percentage of lottery winners that go broke in a year? It's some like crazy high number. Percentage of lottery winners that go broke. What is the time frame here? 70% go broke, but what is over how long? Is this just within their life? I think it's 3 to 5 years. Yeah. So within 5 years, 70% go broke, 33% file for bankruptcy. Just because you have money. Or like, I saw this video the other day. It was like some retired NBA player who, when he was in the NBA, was like on a multi-million-dollar a year contract. And now he lives in the projects, right? Like, he is broker than when he started. And a lot of people are like that. A lot of people have no idea what to do if they suddenly have a lot of money. Like, how can a lottery winner not just get some investment and live from revenue? Because they don't know what to do with money. Because they're stupid. A lot of people... Okay, some people have never had financial education. And a lot of people that play the lottery are people that don't have financial education. However, there's a lot of people who, even though they do, they have zero self-control. zero fucking self-control. Mike Tyson himself went broke, but also Mike Tyson, like, if he went broke, then he became, you know, it's not like, doesn't he own, like, multiple weed farms now? Is that what he's doing nowadays? I feel like, I'm pretty sure that's where Mike Tyson is at this point. Sorry, we got sidetracked by lottery winners and...
But more so, it's the time. And I think that's really the big crux of the issue is time. So let's talk about...
Straight here. And then this one is basically perfect.
Top line. Wow, that's a straight line. That was beautifully written. Anyways, PewDiePie, like all humans, has to sleep for some portion of his day.
This is true.
Not only that, but he seems to really love his family, so he probably has time he sets aside for his family. For those that don't know, making videos is extremely complicated. He spends a much larger percentage of his time working on videos than you can imagine. But nonetheless, that remaining...
I assume he still has an editor. I don't know if he's... Like, obviously in the past he did. I don't know if he has one now.
Chunk of time in which he can work is going to be significantly larger than the amount of free time that you have available to be able to work.
Can we drive that Silk Song boss broke next time? Well, I'm going to break something when I fight that boss. That's for goddamn sure.
So naturally, he is always going to be able to become better at some specific thing that you have available to be able to work. Is going to be you can imagine. But nonetheless, that remaining chunk of time in which he can work is going to be significantly larger than the amount of free time that you have available to be able to work or pursue the things you like. So naturally, he is always going to be able to become better at some specific thing than you, assuming, of course, that you...
I disagree in some contexts. There is a lot of people in high school, in university, with a lot of fucking free time. I was one of them that manages to fill the time with other things. Now, that's not productive use of your time, but a lot of people have as much free time as PewDiePie. They just don't use it well.
You two are equal in ability, equal in talent, equal in learning rate. But I still think this is the wrong thing to focus on. Again, does it matter that he has, say, 3x the amount of time he can spend getting better or learning about a topic than you do? No, it doesn't matter. Let's just say you only have, half an X of what he has a 3X of. You can still learn and pursue things. Because remember, you don't just try to get better at something in 3 months. It's about that 25-year-long horizon that we are devs and we are building for a career, a lifetime. You should be pursuing things because you're interested in them, not because you want to get better than somebody else or you feel like your skills aren't as good as somebody else.
I do think rivalry can be a good motivator, but if you don't have interest in something to begin with, it's only going to get you so far, right? Like, if you don't like making videos, if you don't like programming, saying I want to be better at this thing than someone else, that's enough to get you to do it for maybe 3 months. Maybe. But good luck going much further than that. Like, you will hit a point where you don't like what you're doing, but you, like, if you're genuinely passionate about something, when you hit that point, you will know that this is the thing I want to do. But if you don't have passion, when you hit that wall, that's the end. There's nothing beyond that wall.
The number one...
If I won the lottery, I'd buy stocks in Oracle. I'm going to go on with the video, but feel free to explain that one as we do.
One thing I see people fail at all the time is they have some small amount of free time. And they're like, oh, what project should I work on? I was considering on helping develop React. And I'm like, brother, do you even care about React? Or do you care about other people congratulating you because you patched or helped React? That's a problem. That's not a good way to be able to motivate yourself or make you feel good about pursuing these things. Pick projects because you're interested in them, and then you use your time wisely when you can work on them. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, I just don't have any time. It's hard for me to believe that people don't have
Anyone who is commenting on a YouTube video saying, I don't have any time, I guarantee they have time. Because if they didn't have time, they wouldn't be watching a fucking YouTube video and commenting on it, right? It's one thing to have a video on in the background, okay? It's another thing to actively engage in the video. A lot of people have bullshit on in the background, but if you're commenting, if you're getting into discussions, you have free time. You're just bad at managing it.
anytime. And let me draw a little bit of box for you. I too also had to sleep just like the average person. I too also had a full-time job that would take up a lot of my time. I too also had family time that I wanted to spend every single day. I spent about 3 hours every single day with the kiddos and with my wife. And then I also had to spend, 9 hours a day at the old Netflix HQ. That left me very little time right here. And this
1% of people might not have time and comment on YouTube when they're on the train or something. That's okay. That's a different exception. Also, if you're on the train, you have time. If you take the train to work, you have time right there. That's time where you can't do anything else. You can start learning to program, learning a language, all of this stuff right there. Again, it's a matter of there's a lot of people that don't have the ability to manage their time. Right. There is a difference between someone who is busy and someone who doesn't have time. If you are working 80 hours a week, if you're working 80 hours a week and you're barely getting enough sleep because you actually don't have time between passively learning, yes, actively learning, no, you can program on your phone. If you have a laptop, you can program on a laptop on the train. You can language learn on a phone. You can use a language learning app. You can, study lots of things. The train is actually a great place to be spending time. Unless you're in a country where you can't sit down on the train, all that stuff. Anywhere else, that's a really good time to... You just do like an hour where you're doing nothing. But like, unless you're legitimately in a situation where you work the entire day and then you eat and then you sleep, which is some people, don't get me wrong, there are 100% people like this. But they're a very rare group. In Brazil, you're unlike to be able to sit down. Well, you have your phone. You can still do stuff on your phone. You can absolutely do stuff on your phone. I honestly have too much time and don't use it wisely. I'm in the same boat. And that's why I play Path of Exile.
This is how I built my YouTube and streaming channel, was on that little bit of time. Sometimes I would sacrifice a bit of sleep to be able to get more time on building, because this is what interested in me. If you look at my old videos, they're cringe fest because I was so bad at communicating my
videos. Oldest.
Over the last week, I've been hearing some rumors floating around the startup, and as CEO, I got to squash all rumors, squelch them, prevent them, staunch, all right? And this last rumor was quite salacious. So, of course, I had to step into an all-hands, and I let everybody know during the all-hands exactly what was going on as CEO
They're not that bad.
of the startup.
Maybe other ones are bad. I don't know. Work the entire day, medical residence in a nutshell. If you're doing medical residence, like, I understand that you don't have time during that. Medical residence is a different beast.
Ideas, and I was like a robot when I was talking on the camera, like mouth breathing into the microphone.
I know the feeling.
It was terrible, but I still pursued it because I wanted to learn this skill. It excited me. And yeah, I had 3 kids, and then we had a 4th kid. Yes, I had a full-time job.
Jesus
yes, I
Christ.
loved my wife
This
and
man is getting very busy. Jesus.
kids and wanted to spend time with them. And yes, I tried to prioritize sleep where I didn't feel horrible all the time. And even more so, I tried to work out and also live a healthy lifestyle. So yes, I had much less time than PewDiePie to pursue the pleasures of life, if you will. But nonetheless, I was able to create something. And I think a lot of people, they often look at this and they go, well, I barely have any time. Yeah, dude, amen, brother. I feel like I barely have any time. But
It's good for passive learning. Programming on the phone, on a train station where people scream in your ear, selling food is not quite the experience. Get earplugs. Like, get earplugs, or if you can afford earphones, get earphones. Yeah, like there are things you can do. My office literally wouldn't let me leave until work was done, late, usually at 9 p.m. I get home. Yeah, okay, again, this is another one of these situations where if you're literally working, eating, sleeping, and there are absolutely people like this, that's different. But a lot of people are badly mismanaging their time. Me being one of them.
But I don't think that that's the thing holding you back. It's really the ability to align curiosity and discipline that's going to be largely preventing you from achieving your goals. Then
It's 2:30 p.m. There's a fucking rooster making noise. Mate, it's the middle of the fucking day. Why are the roosters here fucking morons? Sometimes they go off at like 2 in the morning.
somebody else having more free time than you. And at
7
the end of the
a.m.
day,
is so on
who cares if
time.
he learns faster than you? Who honestly cares? Sure, Felix can learn faster than me at Arch Linux. He probably actually knows more than me. Honestly, Felix knows more than me about AI and Arch Linux. How
But he doesn't know more about NeoVim.
much do I care? I don't care. Because I don't really care that much about those topics. They aren't the thing that interests me. I just wanted to yap about this because I wanted to try to encourage people, because I just see this kind of like this negative pressure coming in from people being like, yeah, don't worry, you can't achieve it. Only these other people can. It's just like, no, man, I believe in all of you guys. I actually think a lot of people have way more talent and ability that they give themselves credit for, and probably can accomplish much more than they want to. And I know a lot of you just want to be 9-to-5ers. Hey, live that life. Be a 9-to-5er. Go play guitar. Go play Ultimate Frisbee. Go have some other hobby. That's totally cool. I did that for a while. I, at one point, was playing like 3 hours of table tennis a day. Your job and your
Pretty good
hobby
day.
don't have to align. It's okay. But whatever hobby you choose, don't look at somebody else and feel bad when you haven't achieved what
I
they...
think there is this bad trend, especially in the tech space, where people feel like if you're not... It is like two things, right? There's people that feel like if you're not using your time in a way that is monetizable, you're wasting your time. And there's people that hear these people say this and then realize that they're not using their time effectively and think it's a massive... Like, think they can never catch up, and then put themselves into this cycle of never being able to achieve anything. I think it's a good thing to be your biggest critic. I think a lot of people let that be the thing that stops them. They could do something, but they're like, I can never catch up. As if you're in a race with anyone else. I know game devs that started in their 50s, right? You can do that.
They have achieved, no matter their material or time status ability. Even though I just do YouTube and pursue the projects that I want to pursue, I also don't feel like I have all that much time. And when I see other content creators and other people who don't have all the same time commitments that I have 4 kids and a beautiful wife, which naturally means I don't have a...
I have 0 kids and 0 wives, so... Yeah.
super huge amount of time outside of like standard work hours. And honestly, I could look at other creators, other people that live that dink sink lifestyle where they have significantly more time than me, and I could be like, oh, I wish I had all those things, but I don't. I have my family, and yeah, that means I have less time, but I want to invest into the things
Tons
that
of wives
I
on your
love.
shelf.
And family is one of those, which naturally means I can't pursue my passions nearly as much. which also means I can't accomplish as much as other people. And I am okay with the fact that John Carmack was 23 years old when he founded ID Software in 1992 and 23 years old when he started the development of Doom. He will accomplish infinitely more in his lifetime than mine. And I'm okay with that. The name is Press Like and Subscribe Again.
Yeah. Oh, Sue's live again. That's cool. Yes, none of them are Funko Pops. Yeah. That was a good video. I pretty much agree with everything said here. I think a lot of people are really obsessed with comparing themselves to others, and if they can't do everything another person can, like, at the start, they just give up, basically. And I don't think that's a productive way to handle things. I think use the time you have, learn what time you have, and try to use it more productively.